Hello, everyone. Happy core stability. I'm going to start our tunes and we're going to start on the ground on our backs. So when you're ready, we're going to start with hundreds. So start with your feet planted flat on the floor, knees to the ceiling, arms by your sides, palms face down, fingertips reach forward, curl up, chin to chest so that those shoulder blades hover off the ground. And when you're ready, start pumping those arms up and down an inch above the hips and below the hips. So the arms stay straight, extended out forward from the shoulders, and they just go an inch up, an inch down, like you're slapping the surface of water with your palm. And that movement is creating instability through the upper abs to help keep them engaged and active. You're breathing as you go through, and you have options here to add more engagement through the low abs. You always want to start first by pushing your low back towards the ground, activating the low abs right beneath the belly button. Second option is to lift the feet off the ground, shins parallel to the ceiling, or extend your legs out straight to the diagonal. All options keeping that low back point. If it feels off the ground, switch your option. Find something that works for you. Keep breathing.
Hey, Tara?
Yeah?
Could you slow it down a little bit, please?
Yep.
Thanks.
Keep breathing. And when you're ready, feet flat to the floor, knees to the ceiling, rest your head. We're going to take it to sit-ups, crunches, or roll-ups. So with your feet flat, knees to the ceiling, take your hands behind your head if you are choosing crunches. You're going to curl up, chin to chest so that the shoulder blades hover, and then you release, reset. If you'd like to take sit-ups instead, your feet stay flat on the floor, your arms reach to the ceiling. You roll all the way up, so shoulders stack over the hips, and then you reset. Or if you'd like to take roll-ups, it's the same as a sit-up, but instead your legs will go out long on the ground. You're choosing whichever one works for you, crunches, sit-ups, or roll-ups. Breathe as you go through. Full range of motion wherever you're at. Think about exhaling as you go up and inhaling as you go down. And in 3, 2, 1. Wherever you're at, take your feet flat to the floor, knees point to the ceiling. Rest your head. From here, take your hands and push them down into the ground outside of your hips, palms face down. Pull your right knee to your chest, and then extend your right leg straight to the ceiling with a pointed toe from there. We're going to take our single leg circles. Draw a circle across the body, so counterclockwise with the right leg, keeping it as straight as you can, keeping the toe pointed. As you do your circles here, the bigger your circle and the lower your circle, the more resistance you're going to have, the more challenge you're going to have through the core. So find your perfect combination. How you know you've gotten to the perfect point is you can keep your entire core still and stable, back heavy to the ground. And when you're ready, reverse your circle. We're going clockwise this time, keeping that leg straight, keeping the back heavy down to the ground. Hip mobility, thigh strength, and stretch through the hamstrings. 3, 2, 1. You're going to rest that right leg back to where it started. So that right foot comes flat with the knee pointed to the ceiling, and we're going to switch to the left. So the left knee will start by pulling towards the chest, and then you're going to extend that left leg straight to the ceiling. It's the left leg's turn, pointed toe. Draw circles. This time we start clockwise, so the leg goes right down, left, and up through center. Feeling a stretch through the back of the leg, strength through the thigh, hip mobility, and again, keeping that torso nice and still and stable. If your torso and your hips start to wiggle, make the movement smaller, make it higher towards the ceiling. Find your perfect range. Press down hard through your palms. And when you're ready, reverse directions. Counterclockwise this time. Nice strong pointed toe. Think about lengthening through the back of the knee. And in 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and bend that left leg, and we reset. Both flat feet to the floor, knees to the ceiling. Head starts rested. We're going to take it to single leg stretch. Hug your right knee to your chest and wrap your arms around it. And as you do that, you're going to curl up so that your shoulder blades hover off the ground. Upper abs are activated. Extend your left leg long to hover off the ground or leave it planted flat. Then you switch. You hug your left knee into your chest. Your right leg either goes long to hover or plants back on the floor, and you keep switching. Knee to chest, switch, switch, switch. Now the key to this exercise is to keep the shoulder blades hovering off the ground the entire time. Think about your upper body frozen in time as your legs and lower body switch. You do move your arms to hug your knees into your chest, but you want to keep the shoulder blades at the same height. So the upper abs are working with the shoulder blades lifted, the low abs are working with the legs extending, and the obliques are working because we do one leg at a time. We're asymmetrical. And in 3, 2, 1, hug everything into a tight ball. So now both knees to chest, both shoulder blades lifted. Breathe. If you need to rest your head for a moment, feel free to do that and then come back into it. We're going to go into double leg stretch. Extend both legs away from you to the diagonal, nice and straight. And then as you do that, you're circling your arms out to the sides and then extending them behind you, keeping the shoulder blades high. Hug everything back into your ball and we repeat. Arms and legs out, away from the torso, keeping the tailbone low, shoulder blades high, and then you hug yourself into a ball. You got it. Breathe. This is one of the most difficult exercises we do today. And in 3, 2, 1, hug your knees into your chest, rest your head, give those upper abs a break, maybe rest your feet on the ground as well, knees pointed to the ceiling. Now, we're gonna take it to single straight leg stretch. So, start with those feet flat on the floor, knees to the ceiling, pull your right knee to your chest, curl up so that your shoulder blades hover, and then I want that right leg to go straight to the ceiling with a pointed toe. Take your hands, walk them up your right leg as high as you can, grabbing onto your right leg or ankle or foot, however high you can get them. Keep your shoulder blades hovering. Your left leg can either stay where it is or you can extend it long to hover. Now you do the same thing, you're just switching legs. So the left leg comes up as the right leg drops and your hands switch from holding onto the right leg to holding onto the left leg. The higher you reach your hands, the more those upper abs are going to lift the shoulder blades off the ground. Shoulder blades, again, stay frozen in time at the same height as your legs switch. Big upper ab exercise. This time with the legs longer, we've increased the difficulty from the first time with the bent knees now to straight legs. Keep breathing. In 3, 2, 1, bend your knees, rest your head, rest your feet. We get a break through the upper abs now. So feet are going to be flat to the floor, knees to the ceiling. Your head gets to stay rested here. Take your palms, push them down into the ground outside the hips. Glue your back to the ground. Now send both legs straight to the ceiling. Legs straight, toes pointed, squeeze the inner thighs together. Push your low back down to the ground. You're going to lower your legs for 3 counts and then lift them back up to the ceiling. So the legs stay glued together. They lower, nice and slow. Lift nice and quick. Now we're working low abs here, which means that the low abs should be working and the low back should be protected. So if your low back starts to peel off the ground, that means the low abs are trying, or the low back is trying to help the low abs. So what you do is you pull your belly button down, glue the spine to the floor, and work from there. If your low back starts to peel off the ground, all you have to do is make your movement a little bit smaller, or maybe take a soft bend into the knees. Press harder through the palms. And in 3, 2, 1, bend your knees, send your feet flat to the floor. We're going to take it to our crisscross crunches or bicycle crunches next. Once your feet are flat, knees to the ceiling, we're going to get the upper abs back into the picture. Hands behind the head, elbows wide. You're going to curl up and do a crunch as you pull your left knee to your chest. So you crunch slightly towards the left knee, reset, repeat on the right side. Right knee pulls the chest, crunch to your right knee, reset, repeat. Alternating right, left, right, left. Hands behind head, elbows wide is adding resistance through the upper abs, but also supporting the neck, not by pushing or pulling, but just supporting. And then if you would like to take hands across the chest to be easier on the shoulders, you certainly can. You're just going to lose that support. And then you have the option to turn it into a bicycle kick. So knee to chest, you have the option to extend the leg long to hover as the other knee pulls in, and you're switching instead of resetting the foot back to the floor. Keep breathing. Maybe make your twist a little bit smaller and sharper as you twist and crunch towards the knee coming to you. And in 3, 2, 1, rest. Nice job, everybody. That is the end of our warm-up. I'm going to get a drink and we will transition to standing balance next. Okay. I have gotten my drink. So we're standing and we're going to start with calf raises. So start with your standing, feet hip width apart, toes forward. Hands can be wherever helps you balance, on your hips, in prayer, holding on to something. And you just lift your heels and lower them back down to the ground. This is us just getting calibrated here, practicing our balance with a standard lift and lower of those heels. This is also going to do ankle mobility and calf strength. Just tune into your core, pull your belly button into your spine. And when you are ready, we're going to change it up. So next time your heels are down, stay standing. You're going to keep your heels together, toes apart. So you're making a little space for a piece of pie to be slid between your feet. The point of the pie will go towards the heels. The crust of the pie will be towards the toes. Then from there, we're going to keep doing calf raises. So your heels lift. As they lift, they'll separate, and then you'll lower back down. They come back together. Heels lift and lower. So we've changed the stance of our feet, making it a little bit trickier to balance and adding some of those inner and outer muscles of the legs. You've got it. Now from here, next time your feet are flat, you're gonna take a soft bend in your left knee, and your left leg is gonna be your stabilizer leg. It stays where it is. Your right toes are gonna lift off the ground and they're gonna tap forward and to the right. So forward but wider than the hip. And then they're gonna come right back where they started. Right toes tap forward and right to the right diagonal, come back to reset. When you come back to reset, you can either plant your foot back down with those heels together, toes apart, or you can just do a toe tap when your feet come back together and you're resetting and not put your foot down the whole way. That is up to you and the challenge you want to take. The most important thing is just that toe tap to the diagonal. You choose how far you tap, you choose how much pressure goes down on your foot when you tap, and you choose the speed you're going. Remember that soft bend in that left knee is going to activate those stabilizer muscles through your supporting leg. And from here, we're gonna take it to a lateral high knee. So I want you to take your right knee, lift it up and wide to the right, so wider than the hip, and then come right back down. You just go as wide as you can. It's a hip opener, it's a glute exercise. You're still stabilizing and balancing through the left side of the body. You've got it. You're breathing through, again, your pace, your range. You do not have to lift the knee all the way up to hip height or past it, just however much you can do. Again, soft bend through that stabilizer leg. You have the option for how much pressure you put in the right foot when it comes back down to reset. Maybe you don't even touch it down at all. Maybe you do. Maybe you set your whole foot down. Anything in between that is fine. All right, now next time your leg is lifted, I want you to lift it just hovering off the ground, and you can turn your knee parallel instead of having it wide. That's up to you here. And I want you to just trace a letter or a picture or draw braille dots with your right big toe in the air. So without touching the ground, I want you to use your imagination. Maybe you write your name in either braille dots or in letters. Maybe you draw a picture of whatever makes you happy. You are just moving that right leg, trying to keep it hovering. Of course, if it touches the ground, you just reset and you keep painting your perfect little picture. Just a few more seconds here. And in 3, 2, 1, set both feet down to the ground and then take them wider than the shoulders. We take it to a wide-legged forward fold. Fold yourself in half, bring your hands towards the floor, hips up, head low. Let your head and hands hang heavy, soft bend in the knees. Breathe. This is your reset before we do it all again on the other side. When you're ready, slowly roll up to standing. We're going to start with our calf raises with our feet hip width apart, toes forward. So this is our recalibration here. Heels lift and lower, just a standard calf raise. Toes forward, heels lift and lower. Breathe. Belly button is pulled into your spine to help with balance. Standing nice and tall. And when you're ready, we're going to take it to those heels together, toes apart. So touch the insides of your heels together. Your toes are apart, so you slide a nice piece of pie between your feet. And then you'll do your calf raises from there. Heels lift and heels lower. So we've just changed the angle of the muscles that are working a little bit here and made it a bigger balance challenge. You're breathing. Calves so strong. Your hands are wherever's going to help you balance. So whether that's holding on to something, whether that's on your hips, overhead, to a T shape, prayer, whatever works for you, works for me. And now, next time your feet are both flat down to the floor, keep the right one there. Soft bend through the right knee to activate those stabilizers in the right leg. Your left toes this time are going to do that diagonal tap and then reset. So left toes tap forward and to the left, and then they come back to where you started. You choose how big this tap is, you choose how fast it is, and you choose the pressure that you put on your foot when it taps. Do you barely tap? Do you shift weight? That is all up to you. The less pressure, the more challenge. The slower, the more challenge. And the bigger, the more challenge. So you find your perfect combination of those three things, trying to stay still through the rest of the body to help isolate this and to help keep stable. Again, you can always hold on to something if you need. If you are holding on to something, my little tidbit for you is a full hand is going to give you the most support, right? But if you want to have support but not a full hand, you can always go down to just using a few fingers to give you that support and challenge yourself as well. And next up, we're going to take it to that lateral high knee. So the leg extends wide as the knee lifts, and then you come back down to your starting position. So it's a regular high knee, except now we're wide, so the knee comes wider than the hip instead of in front of the hip. And you breathe here. The slower you go, again, the more challenge you have. Remember that soft bend through the stabilizer leg, that right knee, that's going to activate the stabilizers and also take work out of the joint into the muscles. Ooh, I feel my hip opening. My hip just popped. That felt good. All right, next time your leg is lifted, just hover it off the ground, and this is when we get our creative juices flowing. You can draw your name, trace your name, draw a picture, do whatever you'd like. Maybe just do circles. And this is single leg balance at its finest. Supporting yourself through your right side, left toes, drawing whatever they're gonna draw. Maybe it's big, maybe it's little. Find what's gonna challenge you. You wanna be a little wobbly here. That's where we grow, right? If we're not making mistakes, our body's not learning. If you need to catch yourself, that's fine. Reset, get back to it. You got it. We're almost there. And in 3, 2, 1, both feet flat to the floor. Take us a wide stance, wide-legged forward fold, coming right up. Fold yourself in half, reach your hands towards the floor. Head hangs heavy, hips are high, and we're breathing. With the wide-legged forward fold, we're just getting some of those outer glutes that we worked with the wide movements today. Maybe you take a soft bend in your knees. Maybe you don't. Just embrace this stretch because we are going to get back into the isolated core work in a minute here. And when you're ready, slowly roll on back up to standing. I'm going to get a drink and we will meet on our backs on the ground. All right. From the ground, you're going to rest your head. You're flat to the floor, knees to the ceiling. And we are going to take it to corkscrew. So push your palms down into the ground outside your hips. That's going to give you extra points of contact with the ground and more stabilization. You're gonna send both your legs to the ceiling, and I want you to glue your legs together, squeeze through the inner thighs to make one long leg, point your toes, and fight for the straightest leg you can get. So you might have a little bit of a bend in the knees, but if you don't, that's okay. Or you're trying to fight for a straight leg, but I have a little bend in my knees, so I'm trying to say it's okay if you do too. Draw a circle with your legs in the air, and once you get through the circle, you reverse direction, so you alternate every time. Now, this is an exercise meant for the low abs first. So think about pressing the spine down heavy to the ground. And then second, it is an exercise for the inner thighs. Squeeze the inner thighs together. You'll feel it, especially after all that stuff that we just did, standing balance to work through the inner thighs. Breathe as you go. Think about a heavy torso. If the hips and the upper body are wiggling and wobbling a lot, make the movement smaller. Press down harder into the palms. But if your upper body is completely still, play with your range. Maybe make it a little bit bigger. And in 3, 2, 1, bend your knees and then send those feet flat to the floor. Nice job. We're going to take it to a dead bug next. So feet start flat on the floor, knees to the ceiling. Reach your hands to the ceiling, stacked right over the shoulders. Then press your spine down to the ground nice and heavy. Lift your toes off the ground so that your knees are bent. Knees are directly stacked over the hips. Shins are parallel to the ceiling. For dead bugs, we extend opposite arm, opposite leg away from the torso, nice and long against the ground. So your right leg is going to extend long to hover as your left arm reaches behind the head to hover behind the shoulder, and then you come back through center, you switch sides. Left leg, right arm, and keep going. The trick with dead bug, this could be a really easy exercise that you don't feel at all, but if you're doing it correctly, you're really sending that spine down heavy. The heavier you push your spine into the ground, the more difficult this becomes and the more engagement you are getting. Breathe as you go through. Don't forget the breath. You've got it. This is deep layers of the abs. This is low abs. This is obliques. You've got it. And in 3, 2, 1, send your feet flat to the floor, knees to the ceiling. We're resting, arms long by your sides. Now I want you to take your arms, and they can be anywhere between directly outside your shoulders and directly outside the hips, but I'd like to have a little bit of space outside my hips, so find anywhere in between to press your palms down into the ground. You're gonna lift those feet off the ground, keeping the bend in your knees, and then I want you to let your knees fall to the right, and then bring them back through center and fall to the left. Press through the palms as you let your knees fall right and left. This is activating through the obliques. So your side abs, your abs are kind of ringing out here. You're activating them to bring the knees back through center. I want your shoulders to stay still and flat on the ground. The hips can lift as you go side to side. Breathe. And in 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Give yourself a wiggle. We're going to take it to our glute or shoulder bridges coming up next. So from here, I want you to take your feet flat to the floor and knees point towards the ceiling. Press your palms down into the ground outside of the hips. Then I want you to take your feet a little bit wider today, and you have the option to flex your feet so your heels dig into the ground and your toes are lifted. You're going to squeeze your glutes to lift your hips towards the ceiling, and then you're going to lower them back down. So the head and shoulders stay rested here. The hips lift and lower. So in the up position of the hips, you have a line from the knees to the hips to the ribs to the shoulders, and then you lower them back down. The wider your feet are, the more it's going to feel an impact on those outer thighs and glutes. And if your feet are flexed on top of that, that's more spice through the hamstrings, the back of the upper leg. So you're moving at your pace here, hips lifting and lowering. I want you to think about your tailbone being the first thing to lift off the ground, and then all those vertebrae in the lower to mid-back go one by one, and then they reverse mid-back all the way down to the low back. Tailbone's the last to touch the ground. So the slower you go with this, the more time under tension you're gonna get, the more of a burn you're gonna feel. But if you go faster, then you're getting more repetitions. So there's pros and cons to both things. Breathe as you go. And in 3, 2, 1. Next time your hips are low, we're gonna reset. Feet come back together, knees to the ceiling. I want you to press your palms hard down into the ground outside your hips, and I want you to send both legs to the ceiling. I want you to point your toes. We're gonna let our legs fall left and right apart from each other while staying in the air. So right leg is gonna go directly to the right, left leg is gonna go directly to the left. And then once you get to the point where they stop, you're gonna flex your feet and then bring them back together through center. So point your toes, legs fall right and left. Flex your feet, bring them back together. More inner thighs. Are we getting a theme here today? Flex the feet, legs together, point the toes, legs apart. This is hip mobility. This is inner thigh strength. So feel the stretch through the inner thighs and hips as you go out, and feel the strength through them as you pull them back together over the hips. You got it. Keep breathing. Big hip opener here.
Sarah, do you want us to linger on that stretch when our legs are in that V?
Your pace is your choice. So if it feels good to you, you can, but if it doesn't, then you don't have to. Definitely choose what feels good to you.
Okay.
Breathing as you go. And in 3, 2, 1, bring those knees into your chest and then set those feet back down to the floor, knees to the ceiling. Now we're going to keep our head rested, and we are going to lift our feet off the ground so that our shins are parallel to the ceiling. Our knees are bent, stacked over the hips. We're going to crunch from here. So your hands can either go behind your head, elbows wide, or your hands can go across your chest. You're going to crunch. Curl so that the shoulder blades lift to hover off the ground, and then release. Curl and release. Now, you have options here. If the legs floating here doesn't work for you, then you send those feet straight back to the ground. It's fine. The legs lifted is going to increase the work through the low abs as we crunch through the upper abs. It's 2 less points of contact with the ground that we're losing, so the abs have to help make up for that instability. When you release your crunch, how little can you make the release? You have the option to go all the way back down, or you have the option to release just a little bit and then get right back into your crunch. Upper abs working here. And in 3, 2, 1, rest your head. You can rest your feet for now, and then take your hands and press them down into the ground outside your hips. We're gonna do a lower ab crunch. So just like our shoulder blades lifted to hover, now we're gonna do the opposite of that, and it's gonna be the tailbone. So imagine your tailbone are your shoulders, okay? Lift your feet off the ground and curl your tailbone towards you so your knees come towards the chest, and then they can reset and repeat. So your toes can stay lifted the entire time. The tailbone comes towards you, knees come towards you, and then you reset. Your reset can look however you'd like it to look. You can bring those feet back flat to the floor, or you can have them hover before you get into the next set. So with our reverse crunch is what we're calling it. The tailbone curls towards you. It lifts gently off the ground, just like the shoulder blades would hover. And then you reset, it rests back down. This is low abs right beneath the belly button. And in 3, 2, 1, send those feet flat to the floor. Maybe give yourself a little bit of a wiggle if you need. And we're gonna keep working the low abs here. Send both legs straight to the ceiling. This time you do not have to glue your legs together, so they can stay hip width apart, toes pointed. Take your hands, press them hard down into the ground outside the hips. that your legs are straight. Now we're going to do that same movement, but our legs are straight to the ceiling. So you're going to think about pulling your tailbone towards the ceiling, pressing your back down to the ground, and then you release. So your legs might lift a centimeter towards the ceiling as the tailbone curls, and then they reset. So it's a very tiny movement through the legs. The legs are just moving because of the sharp contraction of the low abs. So think about pulling your tailbone towards the ceiling, pressing your low back hard into the ground, and then you release back to neutral. Repeat. A low ab crunch.
Tara, I'm a little confused as to how this is different from the last one that we did.
The last one, our knees were bent. This one, our legs are straight.
Okay. But basically same hip movement.
Same mechanics. Yep. Same mechanics. Feels a little bit different with different leg placement. Keep breathing. Think exhale to lift the tailbone. Inhale to reset. And in 3, 2, 1. Send those feet flat to the floor. Nice job, everybody. That is the end of the core focused section here. We're going to transition to the posterior, the backside of the core. I'm going to get a quick drink. Okay, we're going to start with our bird dog. So our bird dog, we start in all fours on our hands and knees like a dog. So our hands are underneath the shoulders, our knees are underneath the hips. You start with a nice flat back and your head is in line with your spine. You're going to extend your right leg back in line with the hip, nice and straight pointed toe. At the same time, you extend your left arm forward at shoulder height, and then you reset everything back to your tabletop. And then we switch. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Left leg reaches back, right arm reaches forward. Come back through center. So the arm and leg stay at hip and shoulder height. And you reset. Breathe as you go through. Introducing, adding those back muscles in a little bit deeper and bringing the focus to the core muscles all through the backs. A lot of times when we think about the core, people immediately think abs. The core is so much more. The core also includes all the muscles through the back. It includes the glutes and the thighs as well. Breathe. And when you are ready, release that. Come back to your tabletop position. We are going to lie down on the front sides of our bodies for some more back focused work. So belly button down, coming flat to the floor, and you can take your hands underneath your shoulders, palms face down, fingertips forward. Extend your legs long behind you and try to squeeze your legs as close together as you can, if not touching, toes pointed. Go ahead and pull your shoulder blades gently together, and without putting pressure in your hands, lift your chest off the ground just a couple inches. Hold there for a breath. And then once you've taken your breath, lower the chest back down to the ground. Lift the chest off the ground a few inches and lower it back down, pulling the shoulder blades down and back as you go. Move at your pace with your breath. Feel the muscles in the upper back contract and engage as you lift the chest off the ground and then release and lower. Next time you're in the down position, reset, take your hands outside of your hips, and then nice and long with the body, trying to keep those legs together still, squeezing them nice and tight. We're going to lift upper and lower body this time. So upper and lower body, lift an inch or two off the ground, and then lower back down. Upper body and lower body, lift an inch or two, lower back down, pulling the shoulder blades down and back, lifting those thighs just a little bit. The hip bones and the belly stay down, but think about pulling your belly button in towards your spine to get the contraction, even though the belly stays touching the ground. Keep breathing. All right, next time you're in the up position, you have the option to reach your arms out to the sides and then forward, and then reach them back by the hips. Stay in your up position here as you sweep the arms out to the sides and reset. Breathing as you go. If you need to reset, feel free to reset at any time. And in 3, 2, 1, rest your body back down to the ground. We are going to windshield wiper. Stack your palms on top, one on top of the other. Rest your forehead on top of your palms. Your upper body just needs to rest, so find a way to make that happen that's most comfortable for you. The movement is all in the lower body here. Go ahead and kick your heels towards your bottom, and then you're going to let the feet fall left, come back through center, fall right, just like windshield wipers do on a vehicle. Letting the hip socket release any tension, releasing tension through the low back. So the feet, the shins, roll together left and right. Relax through the upper body, just release any tension. Resting the head however feels good to you. After we roll this out, we will take it to our glute work. All right, when you're ready, extend those legs out nice and long. And that now is a great time to get a drink as we transition to glute work. We're going to lay on our left side, so left hip down, right hip up. Okay. From your left side, I want your left hip down on the ground. Your right hip is stacked directly over the left hip. Your body's in a nice straight line. Your left arm can be used to support you in a couple different ways I will offer. So you can either use your left arm as a pillow for your head. You can rest your head in the palm of your left hand, or you can prop yourself up so that your left elbow is beneath your left shoulder and your forearm is on the ground. Whatever you choose is fine by me. Now, from here, your feet, you're nice in a nice straight line. I want you to just pick up your legs and bring them an inch or so forward so they still stay stacked one on top of the other. You're no longer in a straight line, though. The hips are ahead of the line of the hips just ever so slightly, just a couple inches. Now take your right hand and press it hard down into the ground in front of the torso. That's going to be an extra point of contact and support. We're going to do side kicks to start, or our side kick series. So keeping your right hip stacked over your left, I want you to keep your legs straight and flex your feet. Lift your right leg up to hip height, not higher or lower, but exactly hip height with that flexed foot. From here, I want you to keep your leg at hip height as if you're sliding it across a table and kick it forward with 2 kicks. The first kick is big, and then once you've gotten to as far forward as you can, you add another little kick, and then I want you to point your toes. You'll slide your leg back and do the same thing backward, just with a pointed toe. So flex your foot as you kick it forward, maybe a little baby kick once you get there, and then point your toe, kick it backward. Leg, again, stays at hip height the entire time. Right leg is kicking forward and back. Left leg is staying where it was. Press hard through that right hand that's pressing down into the ground. That's going to give you more stability. The goal here is to keep the core still, so you'll find that your belly wants to push forward as you kick back, and your spine wants to move backward as you kick forward. The core is going to try to do the opposite of the leg. You're trying to keep your core exactly where it is, and then make the movement, the kick, smaller in range. It doesn't have to be super far forward or back to help accomplish that still and tight torso. When you are ready, hover your right leg over your left, keeping it at hip height to start, flexed feet. Now you lift your right leg straight towards the ceiling and then lower it back to hover at hip height. So right leg lifts and lowers. Now when I say up towards the ceiling, mine is only going maybe 4 inches up. It does not have to be a big range. You're going to feel that squeeze through the outer right glutes. Keep breathing. And in 3, 2, 1, we're going to take it to circles. So you're going to draw a circle with your right leg. keeping your leg straight, keeping your foot flexed. Brush the ankle of your right ankle past your left ankle on the bottom of the circle as you draw that circle with your right leg, working the glutes here. And when you're ready, reverse your circle, swapping your directions out. And in 3, 2, 1, rest that right leg. Get a drink if you need. We're going to transition to the other side. So you're going to lay right hip down, left hip up. So lay on your right side and get in a nice straight line. Left hip is stacked over the right. Left leg is directly on top of the right. From here, you have options with your right arm. You can use your right arm as a pillow. You can rest your head in the palm of your right hand, or you can prop yourself up on your right forearm with your elbow directly beneath your shoulder. Flex your feet, lift your feet, and then just bring them a couple inches forward, and then you can rest them again, just so that they're no longer in line with the hip, but just a couple inches forward. Keep your left hip stacked over your right. Take your left hand, press it hard down into the ground in front of the torso. With your flexed feet, lift your left leg up to hip height. This is where we do our forward and backward kicks. Forward kick that left leg, keeping it at hip height with one big kick followed by a little kick once you get to your highest, or not highest, most forward point. And then you point your toe and you do the same thing backwards. So flexed foot goes forward, pointed toe goes backward, trying to keep stable through the core. Again, the torso is going to want to go in the opposite direction of the leg to counteract the balance. You try to keep a tight torso, make the movement a little bit smaller to keep that torso locked in. We're working the center of the glutes here. We're also working the core, as always, as we do. Breathe as you go. Keeping that leg at hip height the entire time here, sliding forward and back as if it's sliding along the surface of a table. Again, your range doesn't have to be big. It can just be a couple inches forward. It can be a foot forward. It can be more than that. It can be less than that. And next up, hover your left leg over your right. We're resetting. Flexed foot. Left leg lifts and lowers. Again, it can be just a couple inches towards the ceiling and then right back to hip height. Side glutes. You might notice your left hip trying to roll backwards to relieve some of the work in the outer glutes. You want to keep it stacked over the right, so maybe catch yourself, recenter yourself if you need. And pressing hard through that left hand on the ground is going to help add an extra base of support, extra point of contact with the ground. Breathing as you go. Outer glutes, this gets spicy really fast. And we're going to change it to our circles. So you're going to brush your ankles as you do your circle. So that right leg stays where it is. The left leg is going to draw a circle, and the left ankle is just going to brush past the right ankle as it goes through the bottom of the circle to help keep that top leg centered over the bottom one. Just a little tactile reminder for us. Breathing. And reverse directions of your circle. You got it. Again, that left hip might want to dump backwards. Try to hold strong. And in 3, 2, 1, rest that leg. I'm going to get a quick drink and we're going to end with a short core set. We're going to just do 3 core exercises real quick and then we'll stretch. So we're going to start on our backs on the ground with our feet flat to the floor, knees pointing to the ceiling. And then we're going to curl up as if we're doing a crunch, but I want your arms extended out by your sides, by your hips. So keep the shoulder blades high as if you're in that upper crunch, and then hold the shoulder blades at this height. Reach your arms back behind the shoulders, and then reach them forward right outside the hips. Keep the shoulder blades high. That's the challenge. It gets more difficult when the arms reach back because we're adding more weight that the upper abs have to carry. And you get a relief as the arms reach forward outside the hips. And in 3, 2, 1. Rest your head briefly. We're going to take it to penguins. Curl up, chin to chest, get those shoulder blades hovering once again. Arms reach long outside the hips where they ended. And then our right hand is going to reach towards our right heel, doing a side bend. And then our left hand is going to copy that, almost like a waddle. This is called penguins because while our shoulder blades are lifted, doing a little side bend, waddling like a penguin would. Breathing here. We're almost through. And in 3, 2, 1, rest your head. Send both legs to the ceiling. Press your palms down into the ground outside your hips. From here, we're going to flex our feet and we're going to pretend to walk our feet down to the diagonal. So right leg lowers, left leg lowers, right leg lowers, left leg lowers. Once you get to your lowest point, you walk them back up. Left leg lifts, right leg lifts, left leg lifts, right leg lifts, and you go at your own pace. This is where we end. This is for lower abs, so we want to keep that low back glued to the ground to help activate and engage the abs right where the zipper of the pants would be. This is where we finish in 3, 2, 1. Bend your knees. Give yourself a little hug, and we will stretch. I'll change our music. And for the cool down, feel free to follow along with me or do what's going to feel best in your body. Here's our music change. I'm going to get a quick drink and I'm going to get into tabletop for cat-cow. Okay. For tabletop, your hands start underneath your shoulders. Your knees are underneath your hips. Back is flat like a table. Your head starts in line with your spine and you take a nice deep breath. You're going to go into cat first with an exhale. So exhale, push your spine to the sky, tuck your chin to your chest, push through your palms. And then when you need to inhale, you take it to cow. Dip your belly low, roll your shoulder blades down and back, point your nose forward, collarbone wide. Go through this with your breath cycle at your own pace. Going through exhaling at cat, inhaling at cow. A good way to remember which is your belly is low and you're filling it with air. And when you pull your spine to the sky, exhale, deflate. Maybe add wiggles through the hips if wiggles feel good. And when you're ready, come back to a flat back. We're going to go into our pike position. So curl your toes under and send your hips to the sky. So you just have the pads of your feet and your hands on the ground. Your hips are lifted. Maybe a soft bend through your knees. Pull your chest towards your thighs. Maybe pull your heels towards the ground a little bit. Stretching out through the back side of the body. And when you're ready, bring those knees back to the ground nice and gently. We're going to roll onto our backs. From your back, hug your right knee to your chest. You have the option to have your left foot planted on the floor or extend it nice and long on the ground as we start to open up through the right backside of the body, right glute. On your next exhale, maybe you open your right knee just an inch or so to the right, stretching through the inner thigh and the hip. And we take it to our twist. Take your left hand to the outside of your right knee and guide your right knee up and over towards the left side of the body, peeling your right hip off the ground. Your right knee only has to go as far as feels good to you. Your right arm goes along to a T outside the right shoulder. Your nose points right. Come through center, hug both knees to your chest, give yourself a little rock side to side, and then hug your left knee in. Your right leg can either go long or your right foot can plant flat on the floor. And you just take a couple deep breaths here to start. On your next exhale, maybe you just open your right knee just an inch or so further open your left knee an inch or so further to the left to open up through the inner thigh or hip. And when you're ready, we will take it to our twist. The right hand comes to the outside of the left knee. Guide the left knee up and over towards the right side of the body. Left arm goes long to a T. Nose points left. Spine twist, glute stretch, shoulder and chest opener. Try to keep that left shoulder grounded. And when you're ready, you can unwind, come through center. Maybe give yourself a little hug, knees to chest, roll yourself in a ball if that feels good. And our next stretch will be a seated forward fold. So come to your seated position. Once you're in your seated position, extend your legs long in front of you, in front of the hips. Arms start by your sides. Inhale as you reach your arms out to the sides, up over the head. And then you exhale, hinge forward from the waist, bringing your hands towards your toes. Maybe your hands land among your knees, your shins, your ankles, wherever you're at. Meet yourself there. Folding yourself in half. This stretch is designed to stretch through the entire backside of the body. Be intentional here about relaxing the shoulders away from the ears and letting the shoulder blades separate down and back away from each other to allow that stretch to come through the mid to upper back. Reaching with the fingertips and pulling the shoulder blades back is opposite movements, but if we really think about it, we can accomplish it. And when you're ready, you can release that and come into your butterfly. So the butterfly is the bottoms of your feet come together to touch in front of the hips. Pull your heels towards you as close as you can. And then the knees will be bent, falling out heavy to the left and right. For a deeper stretch, those heels come in closer, the knees fall out heavier, and the chest can hinge forward. Find your perfect combination of those three things that really helps to open through the inner thighs and hips. And when you're ready, you can release out of that and we'll come into our child's pose rest position to finish us out. So hands, we're going to be underneath your shoulders, knees underneath hips. Walk your knees a little bit wider than the hips and bring the big toes together behind you. Sink your bottom back towards your heels as you walk the hands forward, bring your chest and forehead towards the ground. Elongating through the spine. Think about pulling the tailbone back as you reach the fingertips forward and press them down. Rolling the shoulder blades down and back away from the ears. Feeling the stretch all the way through the spine to the fingertips, opening through the hips and inner thighs. And breathing here. Where you take another couple breaths for yourself. Big exhales. And when you are ready, that is the end of our session. I'm going to stop our recording.